remember the days of Alfred Bergen, when cooperatives were really cooperatives. That is where we need to go, so that we bring order and farmers can begin to enjoy. So with those many remarks, Your Excellency, it is a very exciting assignment. It is an assignment that touches lives, it changes lives, and I will be happy to assist and handle this assignment as you have given to me by yourself and the President, and I will work diligently to ensure we onboard as many Kenyans as possible to the mainstream of our economy. So with those remarks, I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished businesses here, to be upstanding as we welcome our Deputy President, the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Your Excellency, Deputy President.
Thank you. Kindly be seated. I'll be very brief because we have another function with the President on tax. Cabinet Secretary is present, senior government officials present, Board Chairman of KAM, Mr. Raju, KM board members, the CEO, Anthony Mwangi, KM members, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here this morning as we join responsibility as an action towards ensuring we leave no one behind is the innermost part of our humanity. It is our responsibility to be our brother's keepers. Close to 6 days after independence, we should not be where we are as a nation. At independence, we had a promise to fight and defeat poverty, disease, and ignorance. This is not the Kenya our forefathers envisioned of the 21st century. Today, an estimated 4.3 million Kenyans across 23 arid and semi-arid counties are food insecure. Among the affected are 900,000 children under 5 years, 120,000 expectant women and lactating mothers who require urgent nutritional support. Further, 2.5 million livestock have died, and this is a big loss to the economy. That is why we have met you today as part of our immediate response partners in alleviating the situation. This is, however, a short-term measure. The dire situation we are in calls for robust, sustainable, and long-lasting solutions to drive Kenya into an agricultural powerhouse. This is because we have a lot of land suitable for crop and animal production into surplus. When we reach the surplus production, it will support our economy beyond the current contribution of 22.4% to the GDP, while creating more than 40% of jobs. One of the ways of surmounting the food crisis is bringing more of the cultivatable land under irrigation as envisioned in our manifesto. We must no longer rely on rain-fed agriculture amid threats of climate change and other calamities like locust invasions. We have a clear strategy drawing from our manifesto on revolutionizing and modernizing agriculture. This is one of the first assignments of the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, the Honorable Mithika Linturi. As a government, we see a lot of potential in smart agriculture. There is no reason the manufacturers cannot invest in the sector. Indeed, the next Kenyan billionaires will be from the agricultural sector. In addition, we are keen to enhance value addition for agricultural produce. This is also in line with our commitment of tapping into manufacturing to win the country off or reduce the minimum importation for consumption. This will reduce dependence on foreign markets, which are subject to manipulation and other erratic geopolitical situations, like the war in Ukraine, for the benefit of our people. To this end, we are devoted to supporting the incredible commitments made by the local manufacturers last week during the high-level meeting on Manufacturing Vision 2030, attended by His Excellency President William Ruto. While at it, we were particularly impressed by the manufacturing small and medium enterprises, SMEs, who demonstrated their ingenuity and innovations. They are very promising. We need to incorporate them into mainstream production. They are part of the answer to food security. Ladies and gentlemen, we have these hopes against knowledge that over the last few years, the manufacturing sector has experienced negative growth, especially between 2016 and 2020. This was further exacerbated by COVID-19 pandemic. I'm optimistic that the conducive business environment the Kenya Kwanza government is cultivating will revitalize and allow for a bounce back. We must collectively back this sector into an upward trajectory. Together, we shall strengthen quality control of domestically manufactured goods based on research and innovations to raise our share in the sub-regional, regional, and global markets. This is how we shall be equal partners in the global arena. In this regard, I challenge the Kenya Association of Manufacturers to scale up manufacturing by exploring public-private partnership model and other opportunities. With such investments, we'll be creating social equity, reducing inequality, and alleviating poverty. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when the cost of basic commodities has hit a historic high, we must urgently collaborate for a better tomorrow by investing more in sustainable, smart agriculture to defeat climate change for a stronger society. As a wind-up, allow me to reflect on a report of UNEP of 2021, which indicated that on average, every Kenyan wastes 99 kgs of food every year. This is about 5.2 million metric tons a year. This is despite the ravaging famine as millions of our people starve. This report is a reminder to generosity and recycling of food. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the Kenya Association of Manufacturers and her members for supporting the country at this time of need. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. I just want to buttress what the Honorable Moses Kuria have such clarity of thought that the way to go is to support and facilitate enterprise. Government cannot be a stumbling block to investment, to manufacturing, to enterprise. President William Ruto has given a policy direction, and shortly I'll be convening a meeting of all our civil servants at the senior levels to give them in black and white the new policy direction. We must bring to an end bureaucracy and red tape in matters investment and entrepreneurship. Officers of government, the public sector, their role will be to support the private sector to enhance, expedite investments in this country. We want less and less government in people's lives and more services to the people of Kenya. And we'll tell our civil servants, they'll have to align very quickly to give service to the drivers of the economy, including you seated here, the manufacturing sector. Ours is to support you, is to reduce bureaucracy, is employment. And officers of government are not going to stand on your way. We are looking at issues of multiple licenses. You go to an office and you cannot tell the original color of the wall because of the number of licenses hanging on the wall. Isn't that the situation? That must come to an end. And we also must make it easy through the online platform. You don't have to go to the county government of Nairobi, I don't know to which office, to look for a license. These are things that we must do very quickly, and we must collapse all these licensing into one that makes sense. Number two, we have told the Kenya Revenue Authority, and I believe, is there a deputy commissioner here from KRA? You are here. Sit down, listen here and listen good. Taxpayers are your daily cow. Those who have done farming. For a cow to produce milk, you have to be very nice to the cow. You have to give it some hay, give it some dairy meal, milk it with some good oil so that it's feeling good. And the Europeans go even a step further. They play country music to cows to produce milk. We have told KRA to look after taxpayers the way you look after a good dairy cow to continue producing milk. There is no cow that will produce milk when you are pricking it and shouting at it. It will refuse with the milk. We have told KRA to create a friendly tax regime. The issue of closing factories for taxpayers who are suffering is a thing of the past because it is foolish. The issue of tax notices and agency notices, where you close accounts. If you shut down an account for 6 months, somebody cannot do business. Where will you collect tax the following year for the benefit of the country? When you shut down a factory, those employees go home, they lose their jobs. They were paying payee. Where will you get the money from? I've repeatedly given the example of African Distillers factory in Thika, owned by Humphrey Kariuki. That factory was paying about 50 million Kenya shillings in terms of tax every month. They sent DCI there, policemen, shut it down, arrested Humphrey Kariuki, a very enterprising Kenyan, an honorable man, a man who has toiled through his life, locked him up for 4 days with ordinary criminals, shut down the factory, and KRA lost 50 million every month. For 3 years, we have lost a whooping 1.8 billion, money that we need for this country. It was a foolish decision, and such things will never happen in the Ruto administration. They will never happen again. Because all any sensible tax collector would have done is to say, look here, you are paying 50 million per month, but in our assessment, you need to pay 100. Can we discuss how you pay 100? But in the meantime, continue working and giving us a 50, because we need it. Now you shut it down, then what happens? Same has happened across everywhere. This will not happen again. The president is on record asking everybody to pay tax, and we want everybody to pay tax. But we want to collect the tax in a dignified manner. The president has set the pace for this country, that his style of management, and all of us are following suit, is continuous engagement. Once you engage, you enrich your thinking. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Not the president, not myself, not Moses Kuria, not anybody. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Let us have continuous engagement. I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, what Moses Kuria has started, this continuous engagement, is a new style of managing this country, and will never go wrong. And I'm very happy, at least when I was appointed running mate, the press was all over demonizing me. until I was given an opportunity, 90 minutes with Mother Karoa, and I would have up. Yeah? And for those who thought I never went to school, ask Linus Gitai, you were together in university. At least I have a witness. We were together at the University of Nairobi. We know one or two things. We don't know much. We are just the average. We know a few things. Others were saying, oh, the government of William Ruto and Gachagua is a government of thieves. They'll steal everything from the manufacturers, and the balance they will give to the hustlers. As we have people who know how to create wealth, we have come from scratch and grown through, and we know how important it is to allow Kenyans who are hard-working to grow wealth. And that is what President William Ruto and the rest of us will do, to give any hard-working Kenyan an opportunity to grow wealth. And Kenyans are enterprising people. And Raju, your chairman, can give testimony. I did some business with him 15 years ago. And it was a good business. You know, I'm an honest man. At least we had a good business. Because, you know, people were just talking. And when Linus Gitai, you talk about time, that this government is keeping time. It's not us. It's the leader. Let me tell you what happens. The problem of Africa and for this country is one of leadership. Once the leader of the nation sets the pace, everybody else is aligned. So if President William Ruto is keeping time, how will his deputy not keep time? How will Moses Kuria not keep time? The president has led by example, and he has told us that in his administration, if you ever hears anybody under him who kept business people waiting for 30 minutes, that is the head of your job. Because you people are entrepreneurs. You are creators of wealth. If you are here 200 people and I keep you here for 30 minutes, what is the loss to the economy? And I'm just one person. Why would one person keep 200 people waiting? It is the kind of arrogance, the kind of ineptitude, the kind of lack of discretion in the previous administration that has brought this economy to its knees. And that is why there is a paradigm shift in the management style by giving respect to entrepreneurs, by giving respect to creators of wealth. Because the only way to sort out this country is to support and facilitate you guys to create wealth and create employment opportunities for our young people. So for the next 5 years, you are the guys who will keep us waiting. Us will be here on time. Whenever we agree we meet, we'll be there on time. And it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with Moses Kuria. It is our leader, President William Ruto. He has set the pace. He has said the way he wants anybody under him to work. And now us is just to follow. And I can tell you the problems of this country. Let nobody cheat you. That is lack of water. It is corruption. It is poor work ethics. No. The problem of Kenya is one of leadership. Once you get the right guy in office to set the pace and to give a clear outline on how management of this country will be done, 50% of our problems are over. And I want to assure you, in another 6 months, this economy will start picking. In another 6 months, you people will be happy that officers of government will be your supporters and facilitators. You will be happy to work with the government. You will be very happy to work with the government. Finally, I want to say thank you very much for calling us here to give us help. This is a very unfamiliar situation for us. Those of us who are hardworking, this thing of begging is a very painful. It's very painful. And But the situation the way it is, we have to look around. But at least I'm happy I never came to beg you, you looked for me. So at least you dignified me. So I feel much better. Why we have asked Red Cross to come, we want you to give your food and money to Red Cross because they have integrity, they have got a good name, they are transparent. Those of us in government, our name is not very good, but we are going to make it better along the way. So we don't want to touch your money for now. In another 1 year, you'll give money to me. When we prove ourselves that we are good people, we are transparent, we are open. Why we want Red Cross to handle these donations? They'll sit with us in the office, we agree on where. Because there are also some areas that traditionally have always been supported, but there are other areas that are having a serious crisis, but they have not been there in the record. So we'll sit with the Red Cross and agree. Why we want Red Cross to handle your donation is to give the food in a dignified manner. Because even if people are suffering, there is no need to take them through in dignity because you are helping them. And why I love working with the Red Cross is that they know the beneficiaries, they pack the food in a nice packet of so many kilos for a family, and we hand over that food to a family in a dignified manner, such that even if people are struggling, we don't make the situation worse by making them go through a harrowing experience of struggling and fighting for their food and scrabbling for it. So we'll be sitting down with Red Cross to agree on the areas we want to target, and we'll work with our government officials and other leaders to go there and flag off the food donations and give it a bit of publicity and talk about you people, because sometimes people do good things. It is very necessary that Kenyans know who have done a good thing. It's good. We must give you credit to what you have done. So we will not just give the food quietly. We will say what our manufacturers have done. But going ahead, we can't do this again. In another 5 years, let's have enough food for everybody. Let's dignify the Kenyan people. Finally, foreign policy, we are having a paradigm shift. We are having a paradigm shift. We are saying that our focus to turn around this economy is increased productivity in all sectors, manufacturing, agriculture, all. Increased productivity must go in tandem with enhanced market. Because if you produce more and there is no market, it's an exercise in futility. The ambassadors and high commissioners we are going to appoint across the globe, we have a new job for them. 70% of their job will be to look for new markets and enlarge existing markets. And we are going to sign all of them a contract, an MOU for 2 years, with the figures. How many tons of coffee you gonna sell to America? How much tea are you gonna sell to Pakistan? How many tons of miraa will you take to Somalia? And if they don't, they just come back home and hustle with us around here. That is the way. It's easier to check in a mutu because we have a contract with the people of Kenya. 5-year contract, renewable on performance, terminated on non-performance. We have no intention of going home. We have no such intention. We have no intention. Our intention is to get our contract renewed. And anybody who starts on our way, tutapita na yeye. Because we must perform. And you people are lucky. We gave you our best, Moses Kuria. Our best, our finest. Our finest. Please, make use of him. Moses Kuria is passionate about matters investment. That's why we created a ministry for trade, industry, and investment. Age is on his side. He has passion. He has zeal. And God has given him a good brain. What God has given Moses Kuria must count for something for this country. And please work with him. And already he has started even before he was sworn in. He's a guy who is self-driven. He's like a wheelbarrow with a big wheel. You just lift it, starts moving. So make use of him. The Honorable Chelugui is our guy in the Hustler Fund, the flagship of our campaign. And we have trust that he will not let us down. You know, people are talking badly about the Hustler Fund. Oh, this Hustler Fund is for the hustlers. What about us, manufacturers and the middle class? The manufacturers are the greatest beneficiary of the Hustlers Fund because the hustlers have no factory of their own. These hustlers are retailers. They have to buy the products somewhere, from somewhere. This 50 billion a year, about 30 billion will come to you. So the Hustler Fund is your fund. It's only that these other guys are the go-between the money and yourself. The hustlers are here. And some people are not getting the connection about the Hustlers Fund and the whole economy. It is bringing money to the bottom of the pyramid. And you will find that it will expand the tax bracket. We'll get many more people paying tax, little, but when you add up, it's a lot of money. So once the Hustler Fund is launched on 1st of December, in 2-3 months, and you'll tell me, you will feel the impact. Because these people are your customers, and they'll come to you. And therefore, you'll find it is a nice economic stimulus package to stimulate the economy. Pending bills, we are pending bills of 500 billion. And I know you are feeling the heat when people are not paid and these are your customers. We are working on a package on how to put the money together so that we pay all those who worked for government, so that all the stored projects can restart once more, and we have some money circulating in the economy. Once we have some money circulating in the economy, all of us will feel it. So finally, I want to echo the President's request. Please pay your taxes. Don't wait for us to push you around. We need the money to give you services, to build roads, to connect electricity, to have water provision, to give you security. We need the money. Please pay your taxes. CS Rebecca has been in the energy sector. We got her from there. She has a lot to do with you because she's on the East African community issues, which have a lot to do with you. She's also dealing with our ASAL program. And we sourced her from that area because of her competence. And we are sure she'll add value to our government and to the people of Kenya. So